practice. What if Naruto was a puppet master? And let's get back to it. So Naruto would wake up in the hospital with Menma by his side and Hiruzen standing over him. Not like standing where he's standing by him, standing right on the side of him too. Hiruzen would say, "What happened, Naruto?" And Naruto would say, "I attacked. I was spying on the Akatsuki." And then the one of your Anbu jumped out to fight them and were slaughtered. There's nothing else I could do. One of them had the Renegon, and one of them was the puppet master named Sasori, the one that destroyed his village. Hiruzen was stroking his beard and taking a puff of his pipe, and Naruto would say, "So what now, Hiruzen?" Naruto and this is when they would. This is when. This is when Hiruzen would say, "Naruto, I am gonna assign you to a team. It's Team 7. You shall be in a team with Menma, Sasuke, and Sakura. You shall be guarding them, and while Kakashi is their leader. You shall be in the shadows." Well, they were speaking in private. Menma had to leave. Well, Menma wasn't there because he was in school, but he left Naruto a note. So Naruto, hearing all of this, he would say yes. He would say okay. Naruto would still be in his own team. He would kind of be like, he would be in a special team, like where there's all like young Anbu. Well, not young, but like. So he would be in a team with Sai and Yamato as the leader, and another Anbu, and they would do mostly S ranks and B ranks, like many top tier missions. So with this, Naruto would barely have any time alone because he would have to do missions, and then he would have to go watch over Menma and Team 7. So with this, the Team 7 battle, and this is where we find Menma. Menma would say, "You ready to get beat, Kakashi Sensei?" No, they would graduate, they would go to the top, and everything would happen. But Menma's goals would change. Menma would say, "Well, I want to be just like Naruto, older brother Naruto. I want to be strong like him. And one day I'm going to surpass him. And then I'll become his assistant when he becomes a Hokage. Believe it." And with this, Sasuke would say the same, and Sakura would say the same. Kakashi would then say, "Meet me tomorrow for the belt test." And after Naruto healed up, he would go on an S rank mission. This mission was to find Orochimaru and either bring him alive or dead. So they would go, and Naruto would easily sense Orochimaru because Naruto would be able to cover more ground because he's been around the entire Leaf, and where he was next to Hidden Rain Village. And he's even been to the Death Forest, not the Death Forest, but like, he's even been to the Valley of End. So Naruto could just teleport himself there. And Naruto would use a move called Flying Raging, teleporting everybody else to him. This is when Naruto would Naruto would go in alone and and give Yamato and Sai the signal. Naruto would rush in there, killing everybody. Like there's like some scientists helping Orochimaru, and Naruto would finally get to Orochimaru, and he would be discussing something to the sound for. Naruto would bust in the room, and then activate the Sengon and a Shidori, running and killing Jirobo. This is when Kimimaro would take out his bone and start slicing at Naruto. Kimimaro would then do Bone of the Dance. A bunch of bones would pop out of the ground, and this is when he would go to Curse Mark 2. Naruto knows this will be bothersome since he sees a curse mark on everybody, and even Orochimaru is there. Naruto would give the sign for Yamato and everybody to rush in, and they would wood would wrap around Orochimaru, and a wood spike would go flying to Kimimaro. But Kimimaro would enhance his bone with the lightning, cutting right through the wood. This is when Naruto would get to jump on Kimimaro, seeing how he's distracted. Naruto would shove a Rasengan into Kimimaro, sending him into the wall. This is when uh, Udon. Wait, I forgot those two guys. Salkon? No, wait. Tayuya would then play her song and giants would come. Naruto would then summon. What the hell? Oh, then Naruto would then summon a giant snake, and it would go rushing to one of the giants. Then Naruto would make multi-shadow clone, making over to 20 clones. Two of them would do more summons. A bird and then a fox would come. They would both attack all the giants, stalling the giants. This is when Sai would go to Yuya and send his beast, his art, his ink beast. He would send I burned my tongue so it's really hard to speak. He would send a tiger and a few snakes. This is when Yuya would try to put him in their genjutsu, try to put Sai under genjutsu, but Sai would release himself from the genjutsu, and this is when Tayuya and Sai would have a fight. Naruto would go to Orochimaru, and because Orochimaru had broke out of the wood, and Yamato would deal with the others, and the Anbu would fight the other team, the Sound Four. This is when Kimimaro would get back up, and when Naruto's rushing Orochimaru, oh my god, Kimimaro would stab Naruto on the shoulder. Naruto, taking this as advantage, would tap Kimimaro, sending him to a black hole. This is when Orochimaru would be intrigued with Naruto and trying to convince Naruto to join him for power. Naruto would say no and would unleash his puppets. A puppet would come out of a black hole, stabbing through Orochimaru in the gut, and then another one would come and swallow Orochimaru. It's kind of like what's his name, Conquerors, where he sends the blades. When Naruto would send the blades into the puppet, stabbing Orochimaru. Orochimaru would break out of this by spitting himself out of what's it called, Kimimaro. No, not spitting himself out of Kimimaro. Jirobo. No, Jirobo. Jirobo was on his last breath, and Orochimaru would do this, and it would kill Jirobo. They would all activate their curse mark stage 2, and this would give Yamato, and what's his name, the Anbu would, what's it called? The Anbu would kind of stand his ground, and Sai, it would give them trouble. At the village, Menma is going to the wave arc. He got the job to escort what's it called, a villager by the name of Tazunad. And this what's it called and this what's his name? Hiruzen would kind of be worried, seeing how Naruto's on the S rank, and what's it called seeing how Naruto's on the S rank, and he's not there to protect Menma or none of them. So this is when Naruto would Shidori Orochimaru, because he knew what Orochimaru was doing, because he learned about the curse mark from one of the elders. So the elders were like very attached to the Mount Myoboku, and even Jiraiya knows about Naruto. So Naruto does have Sage Mode, and he knows like about Ryuchi Cave, and he knows about a lot of stuff. Naruto would get impaled by a sword, and then Naruto would spit out a little bit of blood into Orochimaru's eyes. Orochimaru would scoff at Naruto, getting a little bit mad, seeing how he dare spit in the legendary Shawnee's eyes. This is when Orochimaru would then send a tsunami of snakes towards Naruto. Naruto would then do his jutsu called what's it called? this seventh style serpent, the serpent thing. Naruto would open his hands in a clapping formation, and a serpent would come out. Like my guy's like how he has that like lion, but a serpent would come out flying towards the tsunami of snakes, killing, disintegrating all the snakes. Naruto would then weave another hand sign, um, Earth style lion barrage. Naruto would send a ton of, oh my god, hold on. Naruto would send a bunch of stone Earth lions, like basically stone, no, mud lions. They would go if attack Orochimaru. Orochimaru would easily defeat one of them, but then they would all form together, creating this huge lion. The serpent will wrap around and help the lion. It would put a cloak around the lion, making it scorching hot. This is when Orochimaru would kind of have trouble with his jutsu. Orochimaru really wanted Naruto, even if he had to force Naruto to join him. But Orochimaru knows that he has to get out of here or he's gonna die. Orochimaru making a shadow clone then would push back Naruto. Naruto would have trouble with this because Orochimaru would make two more shadow clones, and this wasn't good. One Orochimaru was already enough, but five of them. This is when Naruto knew this was bad, and he had to pull out one of his jutsu. Naruto would do puppet style. He would summon 1,000 puppets, and they would all go to the clones. Orochimaru would easily destroy half of the puppets, leaving 500 left. But this one, Orochimaru would notice something. The puppets had explosive tags on them. Yamato already had built a dome around Sai and Anbu and himself. Naruto went into his Jinchuri cloak, and then the bomb, and then it would explode, making a humongous crater into the earth. This is when Naruto would have killed the clones, and this would have allowed Orochimaru to escape. Naruto would curse himself, seeing how he let Orochimaru escape on accident. But that wasn't that's not only what the mission was for. It's to gather information how strong Orochimaru is and if he's an immediate threat. So they would go back, giving what's his name? Giving Hiruzen the news. And Hiruzen would say, Naruto, I need you to leave ASAP. I'm very sorry, but your brother's out there escorting what's it called? A villager. The name of Tazuna. And what's it called? There is a man named Gato. I think he's hired some mercenaries to kill him. Naruto would instantly body flicker away, a little mad, seeing how Hiruzen didn't keep his promise and tried to delay any higher missions until he would get back. Hiruzen already knew Naruto was mad because he delayed any eye contact to Naruto. Naruto would start rushing over there to where the Team 7 is. This is when Menma would start to walk and he would see a puddle and he knows that it hasn't rained in for months. No, for 2 weeks. Then Menma would start weaving through some hand signs. He says, guys, I need to practice a jutsu real quick. Trying to make any suspicions from the people in the puddle not aware. This is when he would do mud style, mud beast. This is when a big lion would come out. No, this one a big gorilla would come out. And it would smash the water, killing the two brothers. And this is when Kakashi would say, did Naruto teach you that? No, he wouldn't say that. He would say, so I guess your brother teach you that. He said, yes, indeed. It's not that strong of a jutsu, but I have more in my arsenal. And this is when Sasuke would think, who's this Naruto person? And can he train me? but he's just thinking it in his mind, in his head. This is when they would walk a little more, and hold on, and what's it called? A blade would fly across their head. This is when Zabuza would jump onto the blade and say Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja, and he would say Zabuza Mamochi. And this is one day he would say, stand back, he's mine. Kakashi would say, stand back, he's my fight. And with this, Kakashi would engage in a battle, almost winning but still getting caught in the water jutsu. This is when hold on, guys. This is when Menma would step in, shouting out mud style, mud beast, making he could like form into anything he wants. He would mimic Naruto's jutsu, mud style, a thousand lion parade. Lions would start to appear, big lions, and you can sense they have a lot of chakra. This is when Menma would say, fire style, Fang of the Serpent. And yes, Menma learned this by Menma learned this by Naruto. And then it would wrap around the beast, just how like I forgot the other jutsu Naruto was using. It would be like serpent, where Naruto would open his hands and the serpent would go flying towards the enemies, but it would wrap around the beast, the lions. The lions would go flying towards what's his name? Zabuza. Zabuza knows if he gets hit by these, then he would be annihilated. So he would let Kakashi go. Kakashi would activate the Shidori, rushing towards Zabuza, but what's it called? Zabuza would dodge this, and then Memo would say, "I got you," and a serpent, the wind serpent, would come out through the ground and grab Zabuza, crushing him. This is when Haku would jump out, sending Senbons right at what's his name, Menma. This one Menma would deflect him with his kunai, and he would say, "I knew it. I knew you were working with him. No doubt in my mind you weren't." This is when Haku would get mad, and she would say, "Let little Zabuza go." No, he would say, "Let Zabuza go." And this is when he would say, "Nope, sorry, no can do." And he would send a kunai flying towards the Haku. Haku would deflect this easily with the Senbon, and then he would catch Menma in an ice mirror. This is when Sasuke would go rushing in, and Menma would say, "No, stay out of here." And Sasuke would rush in, saying, "Be quiet, dope. I'm stronger than you." And this is when Senbon would go flying towards Sasuke. Sasuke not able to react. Menma would get hit by them. Naruto was Naruto was closing in as fast as he can. Naruto would then teleport to Menma. Seeing Menma on the ground, Naruto would get mad, activating his cloak and Rinnegan. Not knowing that he has a Rinnegan yet, Naruto would say Shinra Tensei, breaking all the glass. Naruto would have an Anbu mask on, and he would go to fight Haku in the air. Naruto would send a Shidori right through Haku's heart and crush Haku's heart. Naruto would send Haku's body falling to the ground. He did take some of Haku's DNA. And Naruto would go back to the ground, and he would heal his little brother. He would heal Menma. And Menma would say, "Who are you?" He would say, "Oh, I know who you are." And Naruto would say, "Alright, Menma, that's enough." And this is when Sasuke would be surprised how fast he dealt with Haku. And this is when Naruto would collapse at one knee, seeing how he already used most of his chakra. on the fight with what's it called, Orochimaru, because those beasts they use a lot of chakra, maybe like half of your chakra. So Naruto was like spamming them, so like his whole like that was his last jutsu he could do for the day. So he could still walk around. He would be alright, and then he would disactivate his cloak in Renegon. And Menma would go to Zabuza and he would say, "Thank you, Zabuza, for the fight." And he'll say, "Well, you're," he's like, "You're really strong, kid. I would like to give you this." And he would pick up his sword. He was like, "Please take it." And this is when Menma would say, "Well, I don't really deserve this, but I know who does." And so this is when he would what's it called? This one, Zabuza will say, "Is it your master, the one who trained you?" He would say, "Yes, my older brother." He would say, "Give him my regards. He trained you well. You would become a fine shinobi one day." This is when Zabuza would say to Kakashi, "Please put me right next to Haku." Kakashi is gonna like just kill him off, but he says fine, and he would put him next to Haku. And this is when Zabuza would die. And the men would show up, but Naruto had a solution for this. Naruto would use the blade of Zabuza, seeing how it's only right because they betrayed Zabuza. Naruto would then, with his little strength left, would massacre everybody, even Gato, killing him and taking the bounty for Gato's head and Haku and Zabuza. This is when they would go back to Hiruzen and what's it called? This is when Kakashi would say, he would say, "Guys, meet me at the training grounds at 7." And this is when they would go, and Manma would say, "Well, Kakashi, why did you call us here?" He would say, "Well, tomorrow, there'll be, after tomorrow, I want to enroll you into the tuning exams. Is that fine with y'all?" Manma would say, "Yeah, that's fine with me." Sakura was hesitant, but then when Sasuke said yes, she would say that too. Seeing how Sasuke, she doesn't want to like bother Sasuke. So with this, they would walk around, and Naruto has recovered his chakra because he has fast recovery. This is when Naruto would talk to someone. It's the Nine Tails. He would say, "Hey, what's your name? Hey, Fox, what's your name?" And he would say, "Why should I tell a brat like you my name?" He was like, "Well, if you want, we can fight over your name." And this is when Kurama laughs. He'd say, "You fight me? You think that's possible?" He says, "Well, why not? Let's give it a shot." So Naruto would go into the cage, and Kurama and Naruto would fight. Naruto having a little trouble at first, but Naruto would then do a sealing tactic called 1,000 lights, a sealing. You would see little lights starting to appear out of nowhere, and they would like make a light barrier around Kurama. And this is when Naruto would say, "Giant Rasengan." And Naruto would have 2 giant Rasengans and some clones with him. Naruto would have over 1,000 clones with him, and they all had giant Rasengans. Kurama actually started to fear Naruto for once. And then Naruto would say, "Mud style, mud dragon." A bunch of dragon beasts would start to appear. And Naruto, what's it called? His Kekkei Genkai will appear. This Kekkei Genkai is like, it's different. He would have a second Kekkei Genkai, and this second Kekkei Genkai would be, can y'all comment down below what name I should name it? Please comment down below and like and sub. Because, my channel's dead, and I would like to revive it back. Let's do a little bit of Harena rebirth without the sacrifice. So, with this, Naruto would use one of his abilities. This ability would be able to recover your chakra instantly. I know this seems like overpowered, but, let me tell you something. He's gonna be overpowered. All my what ifs Naruto is overpowered, and y'all should know that. Our community, we all like overpowered characters, alright? We ain't like no wimpy Naruto. Oh, Sakura. Nah, we ain't about that life, alright? We're not about that life. We're about that boy being strong and fit, my God. No homo, no homo. I ain't about that gay stuff, alright? Whoa. Alright. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that. So with this Naruto, with them recover his chakra and do a combination earth and water style, he would see that what's it called? He would make water dragon, no, water and earth combination, water serpent. No, wait, stone serpent. And this is when they would Naruto would say attack. And this is when the Rasengans would start to hit Kurama, and Kurama would know the pain. You know, your boy Kurama's actually thinking about joining the Akatsuki now. He feels the pain. He does not like the pain. He does not like it at all. The serpents, when they hit, they annihilate Kurama. Kurama was like, alright kid, alright, you win. No, Kurama would swing his tails, hitting some of the serpents and breaking them. This is when he would destroy some of the clones too, maybe like half of them. But 500 would land on Kurama, shoving the Rasengan into Kurama. This is when Kurama would activate a Biju bomb, and Naruto would grab the Biju bomb and shove it into no, he would put he would teleport the Biju bomb into Kurama's abdominal, like where his chest is, sending Kurama flying and crashing into the wall. And this is when Naruto would do one of his jutsus. Naruto would take a breath, and he would say, puppet style, massive puppet god, puppet titan. A massive puppet would appear. Naruto would fall to one knee, but then put chakra strings and make some clones to help him. And this is when the puppet titan would attack the Nine Tails. The Nine Tails would attack back, sending a flurry of hits with his tail and some Biju bomb. But the Titan would easily deflect these, hitting them away. This is when the Titan would grab Kurama by the neck. And this is when he would do the ceiling change. No, ceiling. Oh, yeah. No, the ceiling change, please. I think you have to be. I think I said in the beginning, you have to be half Uzumaki. And Naruto does have swift release. I think you have to have swift release. Naruto would. This is when Kurama would send one more Biju bomb right towards Naruto. This Biju bomb would be so fast, Naruto would kind of have trouble. But then Naruto would remember swift release. And this is when Naruto would teleport out of the way. And he would reappear right where Kurama is, putting a tag onto Kurama. And this is when he would seal Kurama and take some of the chakra. He wouldn't take the chakra, but he would unseal Kurama. And Kurama would say, why did you do it, kid? Why did you unseal me? He was like, well, I'm not just going to take... Why didn't you just take my chakra? Well, Naruto's like, well, I'm not just going to force you to give me your chakra, but... And the reason why I released you is because it looked too cramped in there, so I kind of felt bad. Naruto would say, well, I win. And this is when Kurama would say, scoff. And Kurama would lay down and go to bed, since he did waste a ton of chakra, sending a massive Biju bomb. This is when Naruto and Kurama will talk every day. So it's time for the Chunin exams. And this is when, what's it called? This is when, the Chunin exams. Alright, so this is when they would walk in and they would see Guy's team. Guy would challenge, what's his name? No, not Guy. Lee would challenge Sasuke. Memo would be like, why not me? Why won't you challenge me? And this one he was like, but you're not strong. You're not the Uchiha. You're not a prodigy. He's like, wow, that's messed up. But I am stronger than you. and everybody in here. Neji and Lee would hear this and they would say, well, then fight me. And Naruto and Memo would say, well, I'll take both of you on at once. He'd say, well, Uchiha, I shall fight this kid. And then I shall fight you. This should be a breeze. And this is when Memo would say, do you want to take off your weights or do you want to activate your inner gates? And this is when Lee would kind of be confused. He would say, how do you know? And Memo would say, well, I was taught by somebody that I think that knows you. And he actually knows about you too, Neji, how you have that seal. Where when you take, when someone takes your Byakugan, it disintegrates, I think. And this one, Neji would be like, who told you this? He would be like, well, my older brother. And they're like, who's your elder brother? And he's like, well, you have to fight me to know that. This is when Lee would say, oh, only taijutsu. And Neji would say nothing. But Medmo would be like, well, only taijutsu. But in a real war, if I was going against you, I wouldn't abide by those orders. I wouldn't only use taijutsu. And Lee would say, well, I could only use taijutsu, and it would only be fair. But that isn't fair because you're a master at taijutsu, aren't you? So why should I do something that you're a master at? That wouldn't really show your skill now, would it? And this is when Lee would think, and he would say, fine, then use whatever you want. But I'll still win with the power of taijutsu and you. Now Guy would be watching, and also the turtle. The turtle, both of them knowing who Naruto is and who Menma is. Seeing how Naruto is actually kind of a legendary shinobi now. This is when Menma would say, are you ready to fight me? And Lee would be behind Menma. Menma would kind of be surprised, but then a wind serpent would be behind, would already have Lee tangled up. Lee would be like, wait, how? I didn't ever see you wave any hand signs. Well, I was trained by somebody. I was trained by a legendary. No, he was like, well, I actually did hand signs, but you weren't paying attention. You were just hearing me talk. This is when Neji would appear and try to hit try to hit Menma's chakra points. Naruto would dodge each of these hits. No, Menma would dodge each of these hits and sending his own technique back. But instead of hitting the chakra points, he would hit some of the pressure points. He would do 164 palms, 200 palms, and this is when he would send Neji flying. Neji would hit the wall coughing up blood. And this is when we would see this opening the first gate. And this is when Menma would say, now I see. This is when Menma would open up the second gate. And Lee and Guy would even be surprised. Even Neji and Tenten. And he would be like, are you ready? He was like, alright, let's see. And this is when Menma would disappear from everybody's sight except the guys in that little tortoise. And this is when he would already be behind Lee, slamming Lee into the wall and then sending a barrage of punches and then a kick. But this is when Guy would appear with the fourth gate open, stopping the kick, but going flying through the wall. This is when Lee would get mad and start wrapping Menma around with his little paper. This is when Menma would break out of it and say, whoa, I'm not trying to fight a Jonin. This was just supposed to be a spar. And this is when Guy would say, Lee, why would you challenge someone way stronger and out of your lead? This would be, he'll be like, what do you mean, Guy Sensei? I thought he was just some regular kid. He's like, this isn't no regular kid. This is the little brother of Naruto. Naruto the puppet master. This is when it would click to all the people like in the room. Naruto the puppet master. Everybody is feared by him. Well, except like people in his village, but everybody is feared by him through the nations. Naruto still has a grudge against Akatsuki for really beating him bad. This is when Naruto would jump down. He would say, "Oh, so it's you, Guy." Guy Sensei. He was like, whoa, why call me Guy Sensei? You know, if we fought that, you would probably win against me. You would definitely win against me. He'd be like, well, that doesn't mean I would come out unscathed. And this one guy would scratch his head and laugh. He was like, well, you're kind of right. This is when he would say, well, it's time to get to your team. It's time to get your team to the exams. And this is when he would say, Memo, never use that against one of your fellow companions, your fellow Leaf Shinobi. And he would say, well, sorry, Naruto. And Naruto would give him that look saying he would talk to him later about it. And he'd be like, oh, my bad. I'm in it today. I'm in for it today. The lectures and yelling. The lectures. Oh, man. What a bothersome. This one, Menma and them would go. And Menma would release the, what's it called? Genjutsu. Or actually Kurama. Like the Yang. Or I forgot. Yang or Yang. Which one? Kurama inside of Menma would release the Genjutsu. And he would say thanks. And once Menma was in the room, Naruto would be in the back of the room. And this is when he would say like all of it would begin like the paper writing exams. And this is when Naruto would be like, this is actually fairly easy. Naruto would know all the questions, and this is when he sees Menma struggling a little on the 10th question. He'll be like, oh man, this isn't good. Menma would see a fly and know that this was one of Naruto's clones. Now, Menma would ask to go use the restroom and take the fly with him. Once he was in the restroom, the fly would poof, but then the shinobi would see this and he would go running to Menma to check what happened. And this is when Menma would knock out the shinobi and transform one of his clones into him. Like how Kankuro did. Kankuro would be in there and he would already see them. And he would just not mind it. But another shinobi would have went with him and he would knock him out before they could see anything. And so they would hide the bodies and he would walk out. And so would Kankuro. No, Kankuro would walk out in 5 more seconds. And once he would sit down, Menma would do the 10th answer. Everything would happen. People would drop out, and then Uncle would walk in through the door, and she would say, "All right, Matt. Meet me at the Force of Death." Naruto would scoff, and Uncle would hear this, but she wouldn't say nothing. Nobody know that Naruto's participating in the tutoring exams yet. Not even the proctors. This is when Naruto would go and he would stand there. This is when Anko would throw a kunai towards Naruto. And this is when Naruto would incinerate the kunai. And she would say, "What? How did you do that?" Naruto would say, "Get on with this exams, Anko. I have someone to fight. Someone to catch up with, to finish my mission." And she's like, "Your mission? Are you a traitor?" "No. Just assigned a mission from the Hokage. And I think the person knows who I am." And this is when Orochimaru would register who this person is to finish the fight. And this is when Orochimaru would be, it would click in Orochimaru's mind to stay away from Naruto. And when he bites Sasuke, he needs to immediately evacuate. This is when he would teleport behind Orochimaru, and Orochimaru would have shivers up his spine. He'll be like, "I mean you, Orochimaru." Orochimaru would be, he would actually be considering about leaving, dropping out like right now, and not getting the eyes. But he's like, I come too far. I can't. So with this, what's it called? Orochimaru would be like, all right, this is when the exams would start, and everything would go to normal. But then when Orochimaru attacks, he would be on real guard, and this is when Naruto would appear, and Orochimaru would instantly try to escape. But Naruto already had created a barrier around them. Even the ground was a barrier. Naruto said, Orochimaru, you shall not. No, 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 no. Or let's say Orochimaru bit Sasuke and ran off because Naruto was busy fighting Gaara. Okay, I thought my mom's here. I thought I was about to get fucked up. Like messed up, like a big whooping. So with that, Gaara would Naruto fight Gaara, and then Naruto would win. No, Naruto would just leave, seeing how he sees that he sees that Orochimaru has his where his little brother is. So with this, what's it called? Naruto would teleport where where what's it called? Where Menma is. Menma and Sakura would be fighting off the sound fort. No, the little sound ninjas. This is when Naruto would instantly kill them, cutting their heads off. Naruto would say, Menma, what happened? What happened with that boy named Sasuke? And this is when Menma would say, whoa, he was attacked by a snake. This is when Naruto's chakra would flare up, and instantly Naruto's chakra would become red. So much bloodlust would leak off Naruto. Menma even got scared. Menma started to cry, even Sakura. When Lee appeared, he fell to one knee and started to cry. Everybody in the forest started to fear their life. Even Orochimaru. All the hatred was actually for Orochimaru, but nobody understand that. Menma was like, Naruto, are you gonna kill us? He's like, no, but that damn snake. I'm gonna make him wish he wasn't born. This is when Naruto would appear with next to Orochimaru. But this is when Orochimaru would, was with the Akatsuki ready. Naruto had appeared in the Akatsuki layer with everybody standing around him. And this is when Naruto would say, oh man, this is so bothersome. This isn't gonna be good at all. This is when Hidan would start to attack Naruto. Naruto would grab Hidan's face, slamming it to the ground and kicking him upward. This is when Naruto would make 500 clones, and the clones will get on defense. Naruto would slam Hidan to the ground, cutting off Hidan's head, but Hidan would be able to still talk. And Naruto would say, I want to see how far your immortality can go. So what if I destroyed your head? Would that kill you? This is what Hidan would say, let go of me! Naruto would shove a Rasengan into Hidan's head, exploding it. This is when Hidan's body would start to go limp. Naruto would take Hidan's sight and some of his DNA. With this, Naruto would do a jutsu, and Naruto would take all the knowledge of Hidan's body and see that what's it called? And see what's it called? He had that little like the where he could kill people by stabbing himself. Naruto would then use the sight that Hidan had, throwing it to one of his clones, the one that was fighting Obito. No, the one that no mask. No wait, no mask, no case. No face, no case. So it's not Obito, my guy. So with that I mean the masked man. This is when he would try to comedy Naruto. Naruto would open up a black hole and disappear real quick, and then reappear on the side of Obito, punching him right in the face, cracking his mask. This is when Naruto would then appear again and shoving a Rasengan into his back. Naruto would start a bunch of multiple holes will start to appear. This is what Naruto's jutsu would call multi-hole dimension. And this is when other beings started to like hurt started to hit what's it called Obito. No, the masked man. This is when the masked man would then activate his shotgun gun. He can't use his Susano if he only has one of his shotgun guns. This is when Kakuzu would then like have his little people, like those little masks, fight. Kakuzu would go for the real Naruto, and this is when Naruto would pop out of the dimension and make 500 more shadow clones, dealing with the Obito. No, the masked man. Naruto would then get slammed into the wall by Kakuzu. Naruto would cut his arms off, but Kakuzu would regrow them, and he would then send the mask would send a fireball and a wind, enhancing the fireball, hitting Naruto, burning off some of his clothes. Naruto would jump up, sending a massive fireball to Kakuzu, but then Naruto would see a mask behind him, and this would be water style, water pressure bullet. Naruto would get his arm shot off. Naruto knew this wasn't good, and Kurama started to regenerate it. Naruto would activate the Two Tails cloak, enhancing himself. Naruto would appear behind Kakuzu, punching him. Kohan would have already destroyed some of the clones with everybody else. Naruto knows that he's just gonna have to fight with all his strength. Naruto would take off his shirt and his shirt, and this would be like the 100 pounds off Naruto. No, 1,000 pounds off Naruto. Naruto would then disappear, reappearing behind Kohan, stabbing her, and taking some of her jutsus by just stabbing her into tapping her. Naruto would have the paper release now. Naruto would disappear, but this is when Kakuzu would already have known where Naruto was gonna be, and would tell Sasori to send some needles. Naruto would get stabbed by the needles, and knowing this wasn't good, Naruto would cut off his arm, and Naruto would regrow it back. Naruto would then know that he sees Sasori, the puppet master that was fighting him, and he'll say, "So, Sasori, let's see who's better at puppet mastering." Naruto would make 100 more shadow clones to go try to fight the others. Sasori would say, "He's mine," and he would rush to what's called Sasori, and Sasori would rush to Naruto. They would both take out their things, or then Naruto would say, "I'm not gonna go easy on you this time." Naruto would say, "Puppet Master release." Sasori would be mad that he's not part of the Puppet Master release clan. And this is when Sasori would also go crazy. He would summon his 1,000 clones. 1,000 puppets. But Naruto would do puppet style. Puppet titan. And Naruto would just say it again. Puppet style. Puppet god. And Naruto would activate one of the puppet's cloaks. Puppet style. Puppeteer. Naruto would then encase himself in a puppet, and this puppet titan and god will honestly demolish Sasori. They would start smacking Sasori around, but Naruto forgot about someone else, Pain and Orochimaru. Orochimaru surrounded Naruto with snakes and would squeeze Naruto in the puppeteer thing, but the puppeteer was like a cloak. Well, it would turn into blades, slicing all the puppets. This is when she made beans. What the fuck? This is when Pain would then do Shinra Tensei, sending Naruto flying into the wall. Sending Naruto flying into the wall. This is when one of Naruto's clones would see the heart of Sasori. Naruto would then kill Sasori, stabbing him right through the heart. Naruto would then take all the knowledge of Sasori, and Naruto would already had run out of chakra. Naruto would finally complete his mission by slicing through Orochimaru and putting a sealing Orochimaru. and taking him away. Just so Naruto would disappear through the shadows. Everybody would still be on guard though, seeing how Naruto might come back to try to finish him off. So this would mean 3 Akatsuki members are dead now. Naruto would teleport to Hiruzen, falling to one knee and throwing a body to Hiruzen. Hiruzen would catch his body and Naruto would say, "Is that the one you're looking for?" And he would say, "It's Orochimaru." And this is when he says, "Yes, thank you, Naruto. Now rest." Naruto would then fall asleep, but while sitting down. He would be training in his mindscape. Well, that's it for today, guys. Like and subscribe. Say your bitch, you really gotta go.